going on, everyone? We are gonna go out and try to finish up doing the rest of our spraying here. Kind of looking forward to being done now with spraying. We want to get this thing done and wrapped up so we can take and get the booms ripped apart, get them painted up here this summer while it's warm or early fall. We don't have a ton to do the harvesting equipment, so combine will have our yearly check. We'll have our combine guy come and do the yearly check. But so since we got that time, we're gonna accomplish this, so then come springtime, when it warms back up, we can start throwing stuff back together. And then this will give us time. We got cylinders on here that are leaking. We might have to do a rear main seal on the sprayer too. I'm not sure. It's leaking some oil pretty good back there. Oh, I gotta check hydraulic oil too. I know that was the buzzer, or not buzzard, but the light was going off on me. Yeah, should probably add some. So yes, that's leaking through the cylinders that are bad. We got this thing going this spring or winter enough that we can run it for this year, but we're gonna finish up some of this work to it, along with putting the new system on it if we get it this coming year. So worst comes to worst, if we don't get it, we just throw stuff back together. Got that accomplished. So this is part of a greenhouse. My dad and mom are wanting to put up a greenhouse. So he bought some greenhouse that was used and tore it down, and they're gonna rebuild it. So, and it's gonna be half the size of what it was, but they wanted that height with it. So that's what that is, in case any of you were wondering. Alright, so we are mixing up for 100 acres. So it's gonna be 1,000 gallons. Well, let's get this show on the road. We got 1,000 gallons on here, and you can tell. So that didn't exactly go as planned. This stuff does foam, and I didn't have defoamer, so should have known better that the loads yesterday were foaming, but I wasn't reaching the top, so I wasn't really worrying. You know, now the foam will go down as I drive down the road. It's kind of odd, but you know, while I'm driving down the road, it just seems to settle out. So it's just when you're loading it. So I had to finish the rest of it with the garden hose through the top so it didn't foam. So it was foaming with the pump, but got done with all that stuff, so I'm headed back to the farm here, and I don't know, the wind is blowing pretty good here, so I don't know if it calms down, then I might go up there and try to fix that weed problem, but I'll have to see here. We're gonna keep an eye on stuff here, but the helicopter's coming tonight about 6 o'clock, or maybe before, maybe after, it depends. They had 1,000 acres or so to do before us, so breeze isn't terrible, or the wind isn't terrible. It was good enough to do this, but you know, we're just spraying micros and nutrients. We don't get too nervous about that. Obviously, if there was like a sustained 15, 20 mile an hour breeze, you know, we wouldn't go out there, but the max wind speed is 10 miles an hour here, so we're gonna try to crank 15 gallons to the acre out of these nozzles. We're just gonna have to go slow and we'll see what happens. But I think the wind is too severe for this. You know, you could see some gusts and it kind of blows the beans, so we'll have to see. We'll see what happens once we get closer. Waiting for the text, but the helicopter's gonna be headed down here pretty soon. It's currently just after 6, so they'll probably get down here shortly. So they're supposed to be done up there, you know, in the next 15 or 20 minutes. So, and it takes the helicopter about 20-25 minutes to get here from where they are, and the truck a little bit longer. So, all right, so this is the landing area for the helicopter. So one of the wheat fields we combine. We just got done taking all the bales off of it. All right. Well, I see him. I think he's gonna go around and do a circle around stuff and just check out stuff. The tender truck is a little bit behind, so or a little bit behind him. So obviously it takes a lot shorter of a time to fly here than it does drive, so. So they're hitting an 18 and a 20 acre field right now to the southeast. I can hear them going down into the one. So this fungicide is a preventative and a curative. So if there's any fungal pressures in the plant right now, the curative will help, and then the preventative is going to help, you know, basically prevent it. Now this isn't going to be something that lasts forever in the plant, but this is going to get us to black layer, hopefully. We are a little bit later, and that was kind of the intent of it. We're not seeing a tar spot pressure yet. Hopefully this kind of pushes it off a little bit. Alright, so they're just finishing up over there at the one farm they are at, and then they're gonna come over here to this 70, knock that out, and then they might have a little bit left on the truck, so there's another 20-acre field we're gonna have them do. So, like I probably said already, they're not doing all the acres. We're just basically doing a couple of these fields for a test. Wish we could get some side-by-sides, but we got some of the same hybrids and some of the same soils, and they're all in kind of the same areas. Some of the fields he ain't touching, so there will be our test. The one farm that he did, there's a field right next to it that's kind of cut off by a ditch, so that's going to be a good test because they're both the same soil on each side of the ditch, and they both do both the same for yield. So we're basically going to be watching plant health, and in the end yield, but we're going to be watching plant health through the season, or through the rest of the season. We kind of already know that it, is worth it. We've done semi-tests in the past, but this is definitely an experience I look forward to every year. And this company, we had them do it last year as well, and they do a super awesome job. They even fly the headlands on. It is super cool. So here's the 70 that he's working on. He's just coming past the trees there. That is awesome. Alright, so he can only get 50 acres on a batch. I think he's about to run out here because he did a good portion of that other field, and he's got some done on this one, so I think he'll be running short. I think it was 50 acres. I couldn't really hear him because of the helicopter rotors, but yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the field that we're loading from here. All right, so I want to wrap the video up here. I made an outro for this video, but it didn't turn out very well. It was very dark, and now I'm in my office with some light, so you guys don't. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I want to thank Ross and Carl for coming and getting the corn sprayed. Ross was the pilot, and Carl was the tender truck driver. Just all around fun day. I always enjoy seeing the fungicide sprayed on. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Later.